Betelgeuse, one of the largest and most volatile stars in the night sky, it's behaved like a ticking time bomb for years, expanding, dimming, and flickering. For decades, there have been rumors of a coming supernova. However, no one could predict when or even if such a massive end would occur until now. The James Webb Space Telescope has just confirmed what many astronomers feared but also hoped to see. Betelgeuse's explosion has begun. The passing of a star, real-time footage of the most significant natural event in our cosmic neighborhood. However, Webb discovered more than just one star's fate. It might hold the key to understanding how stars die and how life, including ours, begins. Betelgeuse is more than a celebrity. It is a supergiant, a massive, unstable behemoth that is 20 times as massive as the Sun and located in the Orion constellation's shoulder. For decades, scientists have monitored its fluctuations, erratic dimming, sudden outbursts of plasma, magnetic storms strong enough to ripple through space. But in 2019, it did something no one expected. It dramatically vanished. Inquiring whether we were witnessing the final act. Telescopes around the world turned their attention to it. Nonetheless, it did not collapse. No, not yet. Betelgeuse, on the other hand, resumed its unpredictable pace till Webb was launched, with its unparalleled infrared eyes. The James Webb Telescope began to study the star in exquisite detail. And what it found was alarming. Turbulent, convective, bubbles the size of planets bursting on its surface, huge gas plumes escaping into space. And underneath it all, a significant structural shift suggested that the internal layers were becoming unstable. It was not simply dying, it was getting ready to give way. Months of infrared imaging confirmed the truth. Betelgeuse was undergoing a core collapse supernova in real time. Webb's sensors penetrated the thick layers of gas and dust surrounding the star, revealing a complex destruction cascade unlike anything previously observed. Plumes of hot radioactive material were shooting into space. High velocity, shock. Waves were traveling outward faster than the speed of sound and stellar matter. And embedded within that data, scientists detected signatures of newly formed heavy elements, the fingerprints of a star, disintegrating under its own weight. But this wasn't just about watching something beautiful and violent. It was about witnessing the precise physics behind the transformation of matter. Webb allowed astronomers to see how stars create the elements that form planets, oceans, and even human life. And because Betelgeuse is only 642 light-years away from Earth, it is a neighbor in a cosmic sense. As a result, we are seeing it with clarity and resolution that was previously unimaginable. This is no longer speculation. It is actual proof of cosmic death and rebirth. Betelgeuse's collapse isn't just a light show in the sky. Space is being reshaped by a shockwave. High-energy radiation and expanding gravitational ripples, detected by Webb's instruments, indicate that the supernova may be powerful enough to send detectable gravitational waves throughout the galaxy. This would be the first direct connection between gravitational data and a visible stellar explosion. It is confirmed. A light-wave fusion that has the potential to alter our comprehension of how space-time responds to extreme energy events. What's more, Betelgeuse's explosion could be visible from Earth with the naked eye brighter than a full moon even. During the day, that means humanity could soon witness a celestial event that hasn't occurred this close in over 400 years. However, the impact on science is even greater. By studying the shockwave's interaction with nearby gas clouds, Webb is revealing how stars seed the universe with the raw ingredients for future solar systems. Betelgeuse is already laying the groundwork for new stars to emerge in its death. But perhaps the most haunting part of Webb's discovery is what lies at the center of the collapse. A neutron star or a black hole remains after the majority of dying stars. But in Betelgeuse's case, the data doesn't match either category perfectly. a process that astrophysicists refer to as asymmetric. Fallback is characterized by strange disturbances in the magnetic field, plasma gaps where none should be, and indications of material falling backward rather than being ejected. Betelgeuse may be forming something else entirely. According to some experts, a category of object that has only been hypothesized until now, a state in between a neutron star and a black hole. If this turns out to be true, then James Webb hasn't just witnessed a supernova. It may have documented the birth of an entirely new kind of cosmic objecta, shadow class remnants, something beyond our current models of physics, something that could redefine how we understand matter, gravity, and possibly the nature of time itself. As soon as James Webb's data on Betelgeuse was confirmed, observatories and research centers across the globe entered emergency mode. Telescopes in Chile, Hawaii, Japan, and the Canary Islands redirected their instruments. Neutrino detectors in Antarctica began filtering for rare particles. To record the low-frequency aftermath, radio telescopes tuned in. The Global Astronomy Network entered what is now being referred to as event protocol. Betelgeuse. Never before had the world witnessed a stellar collapse this close, this detailed, this coordinated. But the reactions weren't just scientific. Philosophers, writers, and spiritual leaders began to reflect on what it means to witness the passing of a star that was once revered by ancient civilizations. Betelgeuse was Orion the hunter's shoulder in myth. In point of fact, the elements that may now be a part of our DNA were created in a cosmic furnace. And right now, that fire is going out. It is more than just watching a star die. We are witnessing the actual conclusion of a story that has been written for millennia. Music, the energy Betelgeuse is releasing in its final moments, is anything but contained. Despite the fact that it is 642 light-years away, the ejecta from the supernova is colliding with nearby interstellar gas clouds at a rate of thousands of kilometers per second. These collisions are already generating shock fronts regions, where particles are compressed, heated, and forced into new combinations across previously dormant regions. This process has the potential to rekindle star formation. To put it another way, Betelgeuse's death may set off a chain reaction of new stars, illuminating previously dark regions of the galaxy. Even more astonishing is what Webb is detecting beyond visible light: gravitational distortions, ultraviolet radiation, and X-rays, suggesting that the very fabric of nearby space is changing. If Betelgeuse had planets, many of them may now be vaporized or flung into deep space. The harm on Earth is not physical, though. It's philosophical, because every signal that comes from that explosion tells us that our universe is alive and violent. As we study Betelgeuse's demise, an uncomfortable question arises. Is this the fate of our sun in the future? The sun's life will come to an end in a fiery crescendo in about 5 billion years. Even though it is not large enough to go supernova, it will expand to the size of a red giant, swallowing Mercury and Venus, and possibly burning Earth to the ground. It will then collapse into a white dwarf, its outer layers drifting into space in a slow, haunting farewell. When we watch Betelgeuse, we're not just looking at another star. We are witnessing a warning, a prophecy, and a fast-forward vision of the suffering that all stars, including ours, will eventually go through. Webb provides with a window into our future cosmic inheritance. In addition to data, we see in Betelgeuse the fate of all suns, the death that brings life, the fire that recycles itself into new beginnings. Watching the power of the universe unfold without our control is deeply unsettling. We like to believe we understand the cosmos, that we can predict, calculate, anticipate. But Betelgeuse reminds us that we are still newcomers in a universe far older and far more complex than we imagined. James Webb's discovery forces us to question what else is waiting to be uncovered. Are we the only ones who see this? Could other civilizations across the galaxy be observing the same event from different perspectives? Could they have already? witness the death of their own stars, the collapse of their own myths? Or are we the first to record, catalog, and comprehend this spectacle? And more than that, if we can watch a star die in such detail, what else might we see next? A signal intended for us. A dimension-bending collapse. A collapsing galaxy. Perhaps Betelgeuse is not just an ending. It might be an invitation. Betelgeuse exploded more than once, spoke into the void in a whisper. It broke through the silence of space to demonstrate to us that a star can instruct, even in death, that the universe is not a barren wasteland of randomness, or rather a place of cycles, endings that turn into beginnings, and destruction that sprouts life. What James Webb revealed isn't just data. It's a message written in light, in gravity, in time itself, a message that we were never supposed to clearly see. And yet, here we are. We watched a star collapse from the safety of our tiny planet orbiting a quiet sun. We stared into a mirror and saw our origin, our destiny, our insignificance, and our potential. Because if we are able to witness, comprehend, and document this historical moment, then perhaps we are not so small after all. Perhaps Betelgeuse didn't die in silence. Perhaps it screamed and we've finally heard it. What do you believe Betelgeuse has revealed to us? Are we looking at the end of a giant or the beginning of something far greater? Post your ideas in the comments section. Do you think that science? It's about awe and not just numbers. Please share this video. Additionally, subscribe as this is only the beginning. We are finally listening to what the universe has to say.